willing to help me to take the video recording. I think the video recording is very important for my learning purpose and also for my supervision organization purpose. So once again, thank you. So before I start the session, let me to do some informed consent about our counseling session. So first, I'm Cindy, which is the Master of Counseling student, which is now intern in Hanjiang Trust and Welfare Center, and still under supervision within my academic supervisor in USM and also field supervisor in Hanjiang Trust. So all of our conversation in here are totally confidential, except 6 regions below. So the first is if you tend to harm yourself, or you may got the intent to commit suicide, or you got tendency to hurt other people, then in terms to protect you or other people, so I may need to keep the confidential. So apart from that, if you got the tendency to maybe like drug or maybe do something that harm, that break the law contract, like say be depressed by court, yeah. So I may need to break the confidential also. So and also if your case is to like maybe like depression, or maybe we need those clinical psychologist or psychiatrist level for referral, then I also may share your information to them. And last but not least, the only possible to break the confidentiality is that if I discuss the case to my supervisor, or maybe the recording purpose. Okay, so as mentioned just now before the session, if I want to take the video, I will take your consent first. Yeah, and you got the right to request not to take the video. Okay, so yeah, so this is the main purpose. This is the main for the informed consent. Yeah, so the rest I have already go through with you before our session. Okay, so what is your feeling currently?
Currently is good.
It's good. Okay, so shall we start our session?
Yeah, sure.
So you feel comfortable. Okay, so may I know that what is the purpose that you come for the session today? So if there anything happen before anything happen?
I feel that I've been worrying too much and also thinking too much about what people think and also their reaction.
所以今天来过，可能那闪电太过大声了。
I feel that I'm thinking too much and also worrying too much about what is the people thought and also their reaction.
So just now I heard that you say that you are caring too much on what other people think and thought on you.
Yeah.
So what is the impact when you have this thought?
I will feel very down and also unhappy when I see people have the reaction that not what I expect. Yeah.
So it seems that you are easily affected by others when you too care on how other people feel. As mentioned just now, you say that you easily feel down. Yeah, when other people think about other people's reaction.
Yeah.
Okay. So how it has been happening?
It happened, I think, quite many years since my university time. Yeah.
So how you notice and how you realize about this?
Normally, like when people, when having a conversation with my friend, and then when my friend have some reaction that not what I expect, or I see something they feel like very cool say wrongly to them. Yeah. Or sometimes I will feel that is it I say something may hurt them. Yeah.
So since that you really need to take it heavy, like what you say to other people, then the action line will affect you. Because you may think that if you are you saying something wrong to them. Okay. So may I know how frequent for this incident still happen until now?
I feel that maybe like recently is like in my company, my working area, I will have this feeling like when talking with my colleague. Yeah.
So then talking to your colleague, it sounds like you will easily to get affected by this again. Or you may think on what you think after you talk to your colleague.
And also, I also notice when I talk with my mom, we also have like this kind of feeling.
So means that this incident is not only happen to certain people, but it can happen to colleague, to your mother, or maybe even to others. So this incident seems that quite troubling you for quite some time, because in university, so it has been for more than 10 years. Okay. So may I know how this incident affected you?
I will feel like unhappy or feel like very anxiety on what people after people react, and then I will feel like don't know what to do.
Because why you feel like very sad and very care how other people think, and then in behavior side, you will feel that you don't know how to do. So is there any other impact if you care on their feeling?
Like maybe I don't know like maybe after that I don't know like what I should react. Yeah, when after I feel they are unhappy, and then I don't know what to do for the next. Yeah, maybe I will more carefully when talk to them. Sometimes I'm not sure if it will bring them stress because I react more carefully.
It seems that you will become more down on yourself and react more carefully. So does react more carefully will bring you something good in return, or it make you feel more stressful?
It depends. Sometimes will feel stressful. Yeah, because I'm worried that my words will bring them suffer or like may hurt them. Yeah.
Seems like this incident actually will bring you become more stressful. So you need to be very careful of every word that you say, because you will concern on how people listen and what they are feeling. So if let's say your words unintentionally make other people feel not comfortable, what will be the impact or consequences toward yourself?
I will feel very down.
Or down in emotion?
Emotion.
So in behavior wise, will it be affect you like maybe physically or maybe mentally? Yeah, any aspect. For example, maybe your sleeping, or maybe your work, or maybe your focus, yeah, in any term.
I feel when working I will less focus.
Or you become less
Less
focused.
focus, and also when sleeping I feel that I will keep wake up at the midnight. And also when I wake up I have a lot of thought, and also some of the situation that happen during the daytime with my colleague.
Okay. So So it sounds like seem like quite stressful for you, right? And quite tiring. Because even when you're at the night time, you will quite think on recall the incident. Yeah, and also think of maybe what they will react on you. So like even at your rest time, you cannot rest peacefully.
Yeah.
Because your mind still actively to react, recall what had happened on daytime. Okay. So let's say if maybe we use a word or maybe other few words to describe the emotion for this feeling. How do you describe this feeling? Is it like maybe anxiety or stressful or maybe pressure or maybe do you think what is the emotion for this feeling? When you need to be very carefully and also need to be maybe down on yourself and then think of how other people really act or think.
I will feel stressful and also anxiety.
Oh, so this is stressful and anxiety. So may I know how strong is this emotion intensity? If on a scale of 1 to 10, so 10 is the strongest emotion and then 1 is the least. Like example for the anxiety or maybe this stress, 10 is most stressful and 1 is not stressful at all. So which feeling is more strong, anxiety or stress, or both are equally strong?
I think both also
Both
have.
the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so how will you rate them?
8.
8 per 10. So it seems like quite strong. Okay. So after like maybe at night, right? After you got the emotion of this like maybe anxiety and stress, so what will you do after that?
I will go to like work out to have some sweat so that I will feel more happy because after workout I will feel more happy. Yeah, and also can like make me don't think so much about the situation.
So seems like you got certain method to shift your focus.
Yeah.
But does it happen at night usually?
You mean the workout?
Because just now you mentioned that so I think one of the method that you use to shift your this anxiety or stress or maybe like thinking on those things is that you go for workout. Yeah. So just now I also heard that the incident that may happen is that maybe like before you sleep you recall on all those things, right? So what will you do? Or what is the impact?
When at night, I will like keep awake and then will keep thinking about the situation that happened in the daytime. A lot of thought in my mind. Yeah.
How long will it be?
I didn't take a look at the time, but I think half an hour to 1 hour.
Half an hour to 1 hour.
It's quite long time. I cannot sleep back.
It seems like quite long for you.
Yeah.
And somehow it affected your sleep quality.
Yeah.
Okay. So from what you're sharing, so you will try to like recall on what went wrong, and then also need to see what can you do. But then it seems like you cannot. But you're not only you try to figure out what had happened, but you cannot. But instead, it actually affected your sleep quality. Okay. So yeah, I can see that this situation is really taking some impact to you. So may I know? So the purpose? Yeah, I heard that this issue is really troubling you. So may I know that you come to this counseling session? Do you think how can I help for you? You think how can I help you? Yeah. Or maybe what is the goal that you hope to achieve from our counseling session?
I think maybe I want to reduce like think too much. I want to maybe less think about people, what people thought. Think this is not a very good thing for me because I will feel stressed after to care about people's thoughts. So maybe I want to reduce like this thinking.
Okay. So from what I heard is that seeing the incident that is will keep on think on how other people think or how other people feel, it will bring you some trouble because it already affected your sleep quality and also your work because you cannot focus. So you hope that from this counseling session, your tendency to think on how other people think and feel will reduce. Yeah. So that you can live more peacefully and calm. Yeah, so can also reduce your stress and also anxiety.
Yeah, and also maybe when when talk to my colleague will be more natural, but not like control myself to think too much and then will bring other stress also.
It seems like this incident is really very stressful because you need to be very carefully, and you've also felt that it is not natural enough. So it also seems that you cannot comfortable be clear of yourself because you need to be too carefully on everything. Okay, so our goal is already has been set. Okay. Okay. So I also would like to understand more about that when you share that. When you very care on how other people think, right? Actually, what is the hardest part that you think? Like example, I heard that you're afraid to like maybe make other people feel not comfortable. So what does those not comfortable is?
Like maybe when talk with people, sometimes when we talk a lot and talk deeper, we will say something very directly or then when people react, the reaction is not what I expect. I will start to doubt myself.
What is the reaction that you expect?
Maybe they need to like maybe happy, feel happy or very comfortable when talk with me. Yeah.
So what are those like actual reaction that usually they may react, they make you feel like not comfortable? Because from what I heard, they be happy and comfortable is what you expect. So if they're not comfortable, how they appear to be that make you feel not comfortable or make you feel stressful?
Maybe they're very cool or just ignore what you say.
So if they seem like ignore or maybe cool or maybe seem like not so happy like what you expect, so what do you think that it what does this mean for you?
And maybe I will feel like is it I say something will hurt them or maybe make them like hurt them or maybe make them feel unhappy. Yeah.
So I heard that you immediately will doubt on yourself that you're saying something wrong. So or maybe you hurt them. Yeah. So I think the focus point on yourself also is to reflect on yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So I also seen that when someone react negatively, you always like make things like quite personal, right? Okay. What I see is also you quite carry on other people feeling as the responsibility. Okay. So I think this all thing that I mentioned just now as something that you actually hope to got some improvement. Okay. So do you don't think that you want to continue to hold on carry on anymore?
Yeah, I of course I want to think like stop having this all of this thought, but I know that it's not easy because it has been follow me for a few many years already since university. Every time when I face this kind of problems, I will just talk with my close friend and also the friends that make me feel comfortable. Yeah, but normally my friend will just tell me that don't think too much or something like this. Yeah.
Does this helpful for you?
Yeah, it's very helpful. Yeah, I will just told myself that don't think too much, just let it be. But sometimes the thoughts is very hard to control. They will come back again and again. Yeah.
So I heard that you actually found some mentor which you find maybe some of your close friends and tell them. So they will let you, they will like maybe calm you that don't think too much. Maybe other people don't think so. Yeah. So it seems like you say just now I mentioned they're quite helpful, but also sometimes it may not be so helpful because the thought is very hard to control and it will come back. So that's why it remains something for you until today. Okay. So I can see that. So I think I can understand your problem right now. Okay. Okay. So I very appreciate for your honest sharing, and I believe this is not easy because this is something already hide inside you for more than 10 years. Yeah. So for this session, it's just a simple like exploration on what has happened on you. As mentioned in counseling, we have actually the structuring. We got the 4 sessions. So the first is usually just the rapport building, and also like we do the informed consent before our recording started, and also we will do some exploration and also goal setting. So we will further the exploration in the second session, and maybe further the intervention in later session, and at the last session we will do the termination. Okay. So it is actually come to the end of the session. But before our session finish, I would like to give you some homework, as I believe that the issue has been troubling you for quite some time. Does this still happen for maybe 1 month?
Yes.
Okay. So maybe you help me to do a homework, which is whenever you notice that you may overthinking again, so you try to list down, list down the homework. Got 4 homework. So the first thing is what happened, and then the second thing is what you were thinking. So when you're overthinking again, what is your thinking, and then what you feel, and lastly what will you do. Okay. So I help you to write in the board so you can remember it easily. Okay, so you can write yourself when at your home. So it can be more than one incident. For like example, this is incident. So this is your feeling. So your feeling, you can do intensity. And then this is what you think when you're overthinking. Okay? And this is what you will do. Okay? So can you understand for this?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe let me explain further. Yeah. So like example, maybe you simply pick a incident. Can you share with me one incident that happened recently? That you feel overthinking and this cause you some not comfortable feeling.
when I during lunchtime when talk with colleague. Okay, so everyone is happy talking and then sharing their experience or sharing their fun things in their daily life. So I say something. There is something I say out, and then the other person will directly ignore me. Yeah. It is like you can see very clearly that she directly ignore me and then just talk to other people. Yeah. So I think I'm not sure if he is like purposely, or maybe it's not purposely. Maybe he don't know what to respond to me. Just reply to others and not reply to me. Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say?
I think I just I didn't say. I cannot like recall clearly like what I say on that. I just say that you. Yeah, I think I cannot recall clearly
Okay.
about that.
It's okay, good night. So just trying to get to more understand about this homework.
Yeah.
So incident, the first is like maybe in during company lunch. So you talk to your colleague and she ignore you. So what is your feeling?
I feel like got ignored.
Got ignored. Okay.
She didn't reply me. But I also feel that it's not, maybe she is not purposely don't
Very
reply
dark.
me.
Oh yeah, it's a very down. Okay. Okay, is there another? Is there any other feeling?
No.
So you just feel get ignored. Do you get hurt?
So far no, but just stop.
Okay, so it's more on like the feeling of getting ignored. Do you got any other more specific feeling regarding the getting ignored? Like when get ignored, what is your actual feeling?
Or maybe I will stop talking at that moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your do is saying stop talking. Okay.
And then maybe I will observe first. Observe at that time.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I will become very quiet at that time.
Okay. So your thinking is that your doubt whether she don't know how to reply you. Do you got any other thinking? So like that's why I heard that maybe like am I saying it wrong?
Yeah. Am I saying wrongly, or say something that will hurt them? Yeah.
Okay. So when I know the feeling of getting ignored, if the emotion got intensity, how strong is that emotion, like getting ignored?
Maybe 6.
Okay, 6%. Okay. So the feeling of being without is how much?
It's more than 6.
Okay.
Maybe 7 or 8.
7 something. Okay. So this is the homework that I'm given to you that you need to do, like what is the incident and what is the feeling, thinking and doing. So thinking is that like maybe I feel down, you feel sad, you're feeling hurt, you're feeling unhappy, you're feeling stressful. because you need to be very carefully. You're feeling anxious. Yeah, all these are the feeling. And then thinking. Thinking usually is like what do you overthink? What is your overthink saying? Like example, am I saying wrongly? Okay. Like example, am I saying something hurt them? Or she don't know how to reply me? Yeah. So this is what you're doing after you have this feeling and thinking. So you stop talking at the moment. You observe first and become very quiet. Okay. So now I can clearly understand the homework.
Yes.
Okay. So for this week, I will give you this homework. This is because that I want to understand your feeling, thinking, and also your behavior more clearly. And also I hope to know that how frequent all this overthinking will happen and how it will happen. Okay, so that is homework. Okay for you?
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so actually now it's going to the end of the session. So let me do some summarizing for our session. So in today's session, although in the first session, I did clearly to see that you are facing a problem with it. You are easily to get affected by other people saying and thinking because you're thinking that over doubt on yourself that whether are you saying something wrong or hurt to other people, and this will cause you become very stressful and anxious. It's because you need to think very carefully before you talk to others, and the consequences is that you may feel like easily to lose focus, and also be overthinking, like spending around half an hour to 1 hour in the midnight before you go to sleep. Yeah. So sometimes you got some coping that is that like maybe your friend telling you that hey, don't think too much. Sometimes it is useful, but it's not useful for all the time because you cannot control. Okay, so this is what I understand. And the goal from you is that you hope that the overthinking behavior can be reduced so that your stress and your anxious in this incident can reduce also. Okay? All are correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So today I will give you a homework. If you can do the record on in this week, what have you whenever you feel overthinking, what is the incident, what is your feeling, thinking, and doing. Okay? Yeah. So okay, that's all for today's session. So before you go to the end of the session, do you got anything want to add on?
No.
Okay. So what is your current feeling at now? Do you feel okay to follow?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you do not have any other thing to add on, so we shall continue in the next session.
Sure.
Okay. So thank you for your time for today. Okay.